Please be aware that today's lesson includes an image of a dead animal, which some viewers may find upsetting.
Hi everybody, this is Mr. Duncan in England. How are you today? Are you okay? I hope so. Are you happy? I hope so. In today's lesson, I'm going for a gentle walk out and about to enjoy the English spring sunshine, and you are very welcome to join me. In England, spring usually begins in early March, although the season itself can feel quite different from year to year, especially if the previous winter was a harsh one. But overall, the signature of spring tends to be the same. The trees which had shed their leaves in the previous autumn will now begin to grow new ones. The tiny buds on these trees will eventually form into new leaves, allowing them to flourish during the approaching summer season. There is nothing like the feeling of walking out on a spring day. This season marks a new beginning, the season of birth and rejuvenation. The trees begin to bud and the first flurry of seasonal colour literally springs out for all to see.
Of course, springtime here in England would not be complete without mentioning the flower that has become synonymous with this particular season, the daffodil. This flower can be easily found during spring in both the countryside and suburban gardens all across Britain. There are many different varieties to be found here, the most common one displaying an all-yellow flower head. It is called the King Alfred Narcissus. There is even a miniature daffodil, which originally grew in Portugal and Spain. The poet William Wordsworth immortalised the daffodil in verse with his famous poem simply entitled Daffodils. I wandered lonely as a cloud that floats on high o'er vale and hills, when all at once I saw a crowd, a host of golden daffodils, beside the lake, beneath the trees, fluttering and dancing in the breeze.
Springtime does not arrive at the same time everywhere in the world. For example, springtime in Australia comes as we in England prepare for winter. Countries in the northern hemisphere experience spring near the start of each new year, while those living in the southern hemisphere experience spring towards the end. During the cold winter months, some creatures will go to sleep. We call this hibernation. This happens because food tends to be scarce during the winter season. During early spring, these animals will wake up again. Creatures that hibernate include bats, dormice, hedgehogs, and many types of insects. Although most birds do not hibernate, there is in fact one that does. It is called the porwheel and can be found in certain parts of the USA. Hello, pretty girl bird. Hello, handsome boy bird. Why don't we go away together somewhere? Okay. For most animals, springtime is the season for, well, you know, the birds and the bees and all the other animals get together to make little versions of themselves. Okay, no more beating about the bush. It's the mating season. For example, many birds will begin to build nests using old twigs, mud, and dead leaves. The females will lay their eggs, and assuming that no other predator comes along and eats them, the eggs will hatch out. Many other animals will also begin breeding during spring, including rabbits, sheep, and various other wildlife.
Here we have a family of starlings living in the roof space of a house. The parents must make regular feeding trips so as to make sure that the youngsters receive all the nutrition they require during their first few days of life. A nest of baby house martins living under the eaves of my house wait impatiently for their next meal. These young starlings are quickly getting used to being near water. Birds, young and old, love water. They drink it and bathe in it, quite often doing both at the same time. Of course, nature has its downside. Sadly, this fledgling did not survive the early days of life. The harsh reality of nature is one we all have to experience at some point. Some survive, while sadly others do not.
Of course, the best thing of all about springtime is that it is closely followed by the most glorious season of all, the golden months when we can all go outside and soak up the warm sunshine and enjoy the calm evening breeze. Yes, of course, I'm talking about summer. But I'll save that particular season for another lesson. That is all from me for this spring day. I hope you have enjoyed the sights and sounds of this lesson, and I will see you all again very soon. This is Mr. Duncan in England saying, enjoy the sunny days wherever you are in the world. Thank you for watching me, teaching you. And of course, ta-ta for now.